I'd start sharing people's stories with you. I wanted to start today by sharing a story of a client that I had a while ago. It's a couple who already had a son. They had been waiting with a local adoption agency for over a year and a half before they got to me. I have worked with a lot of clients where this has happened. Now, sometimes signing up with your local agency is great, but you really have to know what questions to ask first to make sure that you're not going to be like them and be stuck on a list for a year and a half without a lot of activities. So they decided to give one last shot by putting all their efforts in for one more year to see if the adoption process could work for them. I happened to be on the agenda speaking at our local adoption conference. It happens here every other year, and I have had the honor of presenting a couple times. So they saw that I was listed on the agenda, and before the conference even started, they reached out to me. And that's when they decided they'd like to have the help of a consultant. So we started our work together. And the very first thing I did was take a look at their adoption profile. Now, if you don't know what an adoption profile is, it is the sole tool that is used for a prospective mother to choose you to parent her child. So as you can imagine, this is a really important tool. And you got one shot with her, so you want it to speak to her. And after looking at it, I saw that it definitely needed some tweaking, it needed some updating, and most importantly, it needed to speak to an expectant mother more. It needed to have more connection points. It needed to have language that spoke to her so that when she was reading their profile or looking through it, it was as if they were talking to her. So we spent a couple months updating their profile. Sometimes it takes less time, sometimes it takes more. And once that profile was updated, we worked on getting them situated with some agencies, and within 2 months they were matched. Now, unfortunately, the match that they decided to take was 6 months away. That's a long wait. It's usually kind of risky too, but it was a risk they were willing to take because they felt that it was right, and thank God they did. I'll back up for a second. Most times when people are matching, I'd say average is between 2 to 4 month wait. Sometimes it's much sooner than that. I have a client who just matched yesterday, and the birth mom's due any day now. And I have some clients who have, I think I have one that had a 7 month wait. I'm not sure. I don't advise it usually, but they took it on. During that wait time, they were able to communicate with their birth mom, their expectant mom, through letters and Skype and emails, and they were actually even able to Skype in for a couple ultrasounds, which, how cool is that with technology, you guys? So they were able to really build a solid foundation with that birth mom. Well, 6 months later, at 6 p.m., they received a call that their birth mom had gone into labor. By 10 o'clock that night, they had boarded a plane on their way to, I believe it was Arizona from Chicago, to go meet their birth mom for the first time, and more importantly, their son. They got to the hospital at 2 a.m., and they were greeted by a beautiful baby boy. And they had also, during the days following, got to form a deeper relationship with the birth mother's mother, and I think an aunt, some other family members. So they really became this family unit together, and it was a beautiful relationship that has since gone on to continue that way. So it's a beautiful story, and one I wanted to share with you. If you are in the adoption process, keep the hope high. Visualize what it's going to feel like and look like when it does happen for you, because I know it will.